Humanoid can have a big field day, and Carzzy can be the most insane AD carry, but then also they can absolutely run it down, and Naak is like, boys, what are we doing? I am so confused by this Vitality, but I'm going to love every second of it, especially going up against MKOI as we're now in draft.
I'm curious about the Malphite ban. Is it MKOI might be trying to set up for a Jayce first pick or early rotation here? Hasn't really been high priority in Europe compared to the rest of the world, but still a very strong pick, even with the slight nerfs that it got.
Yeah.
I'm curious if that's at least the angle, because now with Azir and Orianna gone, though, also those two main mid laners taken off, but I think that's kind of helped out Humanoid. He's been much stronger than some of the other picks that he's brought out.
I feel like Humanoid, I've really enjoyed the Talia mostly, Dagda. Like that.
I mean, his Zoe was insane as well.
Zoe was also insane. But that's this kind of team. Like, they're just going to pull out some pocket picks and pop off. Speaking of pocket picks that are getting more popular, actually, the Mundo's taken away, even the Ori pairing as well. And Azir's gone. So it does feel like maybe it's a Yunara first pick angle, maybe with Ori gone as well. Like, that Talia could be higher focus if they want to get a bit of mid matchup. Rumble gone too. The biggest question is MKOI with first pick here. What sits at the top? And it's not bad.
It's either the Jayce, which the Malphite would say to me that they're trying to go. Yeah, and there it is. Yep. But it does mean, as you say, you can go for, you know, Talia Vi, you can go for Pantheon Talia if you want to as well in this sort of situation. You can also just go straight for the Ryze and take the Pantheon alongside it. So you've definitely got options, but setting up for a very strong mid jungle is probably the call here for Vitality.
Well, there's one part of it, and let's see the other. I mean, again, I think we're whispering closer and closer towards that Talia. Just going to throw it in there, especially when you have a bit of zone control. Yunara also a big question mark, as the premier AD carry is still up and available. But I know Supa and Alvaro, and I know that they have things like Supa, they have Corki, they have Ezreal, they have Elyoya. I wouldn't worry too much about the champion pool if you're an MKOI fan. Yeah,
so taking the Yunara here, basically saying, hey, we're happy to get either Talia or Ryze in this situation. And if MKOI don't take away one of them, or take a mid laner here, well then we're actually happy to just take whatever our preference is and ban away other mid laners to make Jojopyun a little bit more uncomfortable. So I like the way Vitality have opened up the draft, but for MKOI, I mean, you could take things like the Ezreal if you want in this bottom side. They're already going to take that Ryze to try and help out with the Jayce. But yeah, poke kind of is the name of the game you can go for here as MKOI with the draft, and even hovering the two picks that are three picks that they think Humanoid might take here.
Yeah. Just been a bit cheeky with it as well. With Corki locked in, okay. Again, I said Supa has a lot of options for an AD carry. One with a little bit more mobility, adding to the poke mix as well. How do you stop that as Vitality? More engaged, Dagda, I would like to see is... Oh, yes, again. Why not? Why don't we match range with range?
Yeah.
My bad.
And I do like it. I mean, he looked very good in the Zoe last time, so we'll have to see if he can have a similar performance this time around. But yeah, Vitality being able to answer some of this. And if you take more engage, I mean, Zoe can still work out pretty well from that position as well.
Well, Dagda, I'm looking forward to it. He's 3-2-9. Remember, again, that was versus Shifters. That was when we just, strangely, you know, got the nuke Swain. That was just a crazy game in general. But as you said, Humanoid, big carry there as well. Now, what do you do? Do you need to ban safeguards for the Zoe? I guess Sion is, you know, one front line that's just going to be annoying for her.
Yeah, you kind of want to just get rid of stuff that can tank the bubble.
Yep.
So even the K'Sante wouldn't be the worst ban in the world.
I like
just
that.
because he can use the W to buffer it.
Yep.
So I imagine that's kind of where they're at in this one. And then for MKOI, I think you need some sort of engage tool here for Alvaro. Poke is like good in general, but you definitely need something to be like, oh, now I can close the distance when you've actually done enough damage. So I imagine that would be in the hands of Alvaro, but I'm curious then what Myrwn wants to try and take, because the Rumble, the K'Sante, and the Sion have been the three picks that he has kind of gone to the most. There's one other Renekton game in there. No, it's actually going to be the Nami ban, so still the K'Sante there for Myrwn if he wants.
It's getting spicier, isn't it? You talked about range and engage for MKOI. What if it was something like the Leona? Because we've seen Busio play it, and we've seen success on it. I mean, even though last game in the Envelope Brov, it didn't look too well, we've seen more and more Leona in the league. And when we add range, and we know Leona is one of the best long-range engagers, with that Soulflare that has a reasonably short cooldown. So that's just going to be in the back of my mind. Final ban from MKOI is the Ambessa, which maybe indicated they thought Lyncas was going to pull it jungle.
I think it's the K'Sante. They want to just blind K'Sante in this situation. Because you imagine Vitality will take their support here for Fleshy. But actually going to take away the Carzzy themselves. So basically reading the call here and saying Nako's happy enough. So I wonder what Myrwn then wants to try and take in response.
Nah? Do you go Nah into the Carzzy matchup and play for the lane, Dagda?
I mean, Nara's not the end of the world because they do have to try and play into you. But Renekton could also be the call. I know it looks a bit funky when you've got poke on the rest of your team, but especially if Pantheon has to jump into you, Carzzy has to jump into you, you can do okay. It does mean that you will get outscaled by the Carzzy once you kind of hit that 2.5 items. But maybe that's where Myrwn wants to go here.
I mean, maybe you got to get a snowball effect on this comp anyway, right? Because it does feel like it's going to be very proactive early as Poppy gets locked in as well. So, what I am seeing, Dagda, is I'm seeing a lot of disengage options, but I'm seeing a lot of follow-up to the range as well. MKOI get to pick their fight, while Vitality look to steamroll in. Maybe CC one target, maybe find the angles as well with the help of Humanoid. How do you follow this up? You need engage, right? That's what we said. Neeko gets locked in.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the one pick that you had left because Nautilus was taken away. Alistair and Rel have a terrible time into the Poppy.
Yep.
So Neeko, kind of the one champion that at least can try and get in onto the fight with that big ultimate to start things off. But I do like that you have the Bard, the preemptive Bard from Alvaro. It's the matchup that you tend to go to into Neeko anyway, just because you can try and push, keep her at range, and you do have that ultimate to try and deny any follow-up once that Neeko pops the Pop Blossom.
Okay, well, for playoffs, for a guaranteed lock for MKOI and Vitality, these are the drafts. We got a bit of range from MKOI. Dagda, it feels like a little bit riskier as well, but I will say, when Zoe's also in the game, if Zoe doesn't get a lead early, can feel majorly useless if at 15, 20 you haven't snowballed or if you're not able to help out with some of those picks. Like, I've seen many Zoes fall by the wayside, so I don't know. What was your favorite draft here, man?
I mean, they both do somewhat similar things, right? I think having the Zoe is really nice into the draft that MKOI have.
Yep.
Because obviously you want to try and set up and then use poke, but with the walls that are around Dragon area, it makes it much easier for Zoe to try and set up for these trouble bubbles, that long range engage. That makes it a bit more difficult for MKOI to just kind of sit there, which is perfect because you need to kind of be on point here as Humanoid to start off the fight, or at least work with Lyncas to start off fights, because your engage outside of that isn't wonderful.
Because otherwise there will be no fight. MKOI versus Vitality, a playoff lock-in starts now in this best of one. Someone's going away today very, very happy. And as we said in the lead-up as well, you know, for Vitality, it's just been this crazy roster. But to be fair, MKOI, you could say the same thing this split. Like, they started out okay, but then they lost to Shifters. And then it was like, oh yeah, no, MKOI is still the strongest team we have. And then it was like, wait, what happened in the Lost Ratones game? And then they lost to Team Heretics at the end of last. There's just no telling what form MKOI are in. It's like Vitality, that's why this is going to be perfect.
I'm a little sad, though, of the top lane matchup that we have, because Myrwn and Nako, I was hyper excited for. I was like, this is going to be sick.
This is what we got.
And then Rumble was banned, and I was like, oh my God, it's happening.
Top lane from Tesco. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's looking like a bit of a meal deal up here, because it's kind of just, oh, well, buy one, you get rid of the Rumble, you get another one free in the Poppy, which is a decent matchup, I will say, into the Carzzy, but it's not exactly the crazy matchup that I was hoping for.
Very well said. Mid is a little bit crazy, though. I mean, Humanoid will keep our eyes on as well. He's taking Ghost here as the secondary and see how he can run down Jojo and see what Lyncas can do. I mean, I feel like Lyncas' role mega important here on the Pantheon to making sure Jojo stays down.
Actually, really interesting. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, bit of a trade. Double root, though, comes through. Barrier to help out Carzzy. Lethal tempo up and active as a little sprout comes here from Fleshy. But MKOI at half HP, Alvaro a little bit more so.
Yeah, so Carzzy and Fleshy having the double combat summoner spell helped them out there a little bit in the trade. But I do want to say, like, both Jojo and Supa have opted in for the cleanse, specifically so that then they can try and get away from these engage from Vitality, understanding, hey, we can just try and play from range. But Lyncas, 3 camp into bot side, no wards available.
Timing might be perfect as well. Supa's thinking about backing off there, a little bit sus here. But if they walk into brush, maybe I'm wrong. Ward gets placed down. Alvaro with no mana. Root flash as well. Supa flashes. But there is Lyncas. He was waiting in disguise in the brush. A double kill goes down. And Lyncas sets up the game.
Nicely played by Lyncas. Waits for the wave so then he can be out of vision as MKOI step up to try and answer for the wave push, but also holds off on using that stun so he can use it on Alvaro secondly. But now
Elyoya just walked over a ward. This might be 3 kills. He's going to flash away, but Lyncas didn't burn it before. Rather, Carzzy did not. At max range, the auto. 3rd kill as a huge mistake from Elyoya gives Vitality even more.
Vitality are already well in the swing of things as they end up making this play on the bottom side. Lyncas stays out of vision. Great setup from Fleshy, but see the way Lyncas holds on to the W, knowing that Supa was already dead, which then sets up for the next kill. But this was greedy from Elyoya. I think trying to contest the scuttle, thinking maybe Vitality had already reset. But he burned his flash, now he's dead, and in the mid lane, Humanoid.
Bit of damage down. Jojo's run out of mana though. Fleshy comes towards mid to help out. The movement came from Alvaro as well. Okay, well one person said that MKOI shouldn't have gotten all that. Now this person said that Vitality comp's looking good.
I mean, you know, any comp that has 3 kills in 3 minutes is
the
gonna look good,
swing
you know?
voter, Dagda. I mean, they're like, yeah, they got 3 kills. Oh, this comp's very good. Yeah, okay. Well, if that came through a little bit earlier, maybe I would have believed you. But 1.3k gold lead, easy to say, is Humanoid. Needs help getting push out through mid lane. And that gold lead is massively on Lyncas, by the way. Tunneler already picked up. And even though Alvaro's hovering around mid, I feel like more importantly, the fact that junglers are nearby. Trouble bubbles there. Alvaro, he's helping out with the Tangle Barbs again. As Blooming Burst gets Jojo quite low. Humanoid, he's still not backing away, Dagda. He wants to make sure he doesn't miss this wave.
Yeah, it has set up. Oh, actually, yeah. Lyncas is here, doesn't have flash.
Tangle Barbs connect again onto Alvaro. Trouble Bubble does not though, otherwise that might have been another kill.
Yeah, the Trouble Bubble missing kind of puts a dampener on that play for Vitality. But still, Vitality in a good spot. Alvaro forced, well, wasn't forced to come mid, but wanted to come mid to help out Jojo, to try and punish Humanoid. But Humanoid picks up the majority of the CS. It's set up for a little bit of a freeze for Carzzy.
Yep.
So he's opening up a little bit more of a lead.
Angle.
But now, coming in behind.
All angles read to bot, or lead to bot, I should say. Carzzy's in trouble, and he might get out of there a little bit too late. It's a good Cosmic Binding against the minion wave, and Elyoya pulls the same angle.
Nice job by MKOI. You could see Carzzy had a ward down in river and was looking at his jungler going, oh, okay, well, you're on your camps. It means that area has to be safe. But MKOI managed to sneak around and use that portal to perfectly set up the kill.
And both junglers get a piece of the action in bot. Supa gets up, gets plating, mitigates some of the earlier gold lead, but Vitality is still well in control of this game. And CS is quite even in bot, if not a little bit Carzzy-sided, as Supa's sticking around. A reason to back, I guess, as well. He's already got the Cull, he's got the tier, he's stacking up. Bot will bounce out as well, and this also gives a bit of time for Alvaro to see what he can make of mid. As Lyncas is there just waiting, maybe the timing's off. Troll Bubble's there, and even though there's numbers advantage, Lyncas looking for the kill, and Alvaro's down. A 1-for-1 imminent though, as Lyncas in between 2 people. A shutdown to Jojo, and in hindsight, Dagda, I don't know if that was worth it for Vitality.
I don't think it really was. Sure, it's nice Lyncas getting all these kills, but you really would like some of these to be going on towards Humanoid or Carzzy. Like, this Pantheon is going to have a difficult time really getting into fights. And with the kill going to Jojo, I think it only helps out MKOI in trying to play through side lanes.
He got a shutdown, Dagda. You just gave Ryze a shutdown. Lyncas may be getting a bit too hypey. The hard bass in the background is a bit too loud, needs to turn it down, change Spotify song, and go back to the jazz. Because I feel like right now, this guy needs his first item, right? And then maybe the 2v3 works out. Are you following my train of thought?
Maybe.
Okay. What do you listen to when you play League? What's the song?
I actually don't listen to music.
You don't listen to music?
I'm that psycho.
You turn the game sounds up, do you?
Yeah, I have game sounds up, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because then how am I supposed to listen to the sound of the next ability coming through?
I mean, I can put that up, but I also put like Elton John on I'm Still Standing. Classic for League.
Yeah.
Really good.
Which is kind of ironic because you keep dying.
Yeah, I know. But when I was getting the Emerald, man, that song was on repeat and I was dying a lot less as a top laner. It's good advice from me. For once, I'm self-proclaimed. Dragon is up. We're fighting over this, it seems. But Jojo comes in first, so Fleshy has to be careful about where he steps in this river. I'm calling out this Dragon because Dagda, the timing is coinciding with Grubs. Up in 45. It does feel like it might be split focus here, as MKOI have bottom river for now, but those Grubs are more curious as that timer gets closer.
Well, Humanoid is just reset, which will give MKOI push in mid. And because Fleshy was trying to help out on mid, it means that MKOI kind of have control over this bottom side of the map as well. So it should give an angle for MKOI to set up here. I'm curious if we just have a trade for Vitality towards top side. Although Lyncas is sitting around in this bottom rush, has level 6.
All it takes is an ulti. It's Supa, it's Corki. Plus Alvaro. Cosmic Binding, no ulti, but still, the Bard has tools to help survive.
So Jojo reset as well, picked up Merc Threads on the back. So now going to answer for pushing mid, and you can see he's winning that up against Humanoid, which means that off of clearing out these camps, I think with Jojo's push, MKOI can try and take river position.
Yep.
The only problem is Carzzy's now been able to answer for the bot side push as well, so you're kind of now swapping where you have that position on the map as MKOI.
Just side note as well, when you talk about Jojo, the denial of Humanoid is kind of proving your point even more. Like, good position here for the Ryze. And that hovering you talked about, I mean, Elyoya is just now going to move it up towards the grubs up in top lane.
But if Bard ends up getting spot on this ward, which it looks like he might be, there's an opportunity for the Pantheon to immediately look for a play onto the bottom side of the map.
True.
So I don't think Alvaro showed on it. Was just hovering, because you can see Jayce is on those void grubs. I wasn't sure if he needed to be positioned there, but now showing back in bot lane, it'll just be a trade of the objectives on both sides of the map.
So very hard to pick out when he has charms up and he's got that full 5-stack movement speed galore. As Dragon does go down, Trouble misses here in mid lane. Humanoid stepping up to Jojo. Lyncas is still nearby, but he's just passing. Fleshy's been constantly roaming as well, but Jojo just uncatchable. We do look at top lane. Nako looking for the flip. Myrwn flashes away. There's Lyncas' ulti, and Myrwn's just out. Summoner burned for the cost of Lyncas' R.
The flash being down, obviously not ideal for Myrwn, but I think for Vitality, they really wanted to try and make some sort of play. And you knew that Void Grubs had just gone down because of the sound that it makes, so we're trying to make a counter punch on towards the top side. Couldn't quite make it happen. Still, I mean, you get the Dragon for Vitality, so they're fine.
Yep.
It's just, I think they were really hoping to be able to get that play until...
Nako has that ulti. Myrwn still has his available as well. He just shields out, by the way. I was expecting a lot more, but probably had E. So that's over.
Uses the minion as an escape tool.
Yeah. It's good to see a Season 1, Season 2 champ actually step up to Cassandra, you know?
But does she really count? Because she got the rework.
Yeah, that is true.
And if she still existed in Season 1, no one would be able to beat Poppy.
True.
Because that ultimate was insane.
Everyone but you cannot hurt me. There's a flash. Wish you had the ulti now. Use it onto Cassandra, maybe, but Myrwn's dead regardless. Right, guys? Slowly, but surely. Right, guys? Q. Myrwn dodged. He's going to die to the turret, right, guys? Yep. Okay. Nako gets a kill eventually after wasting a bit of time.
I mean, still managed to get the wave. But, yeah, nice play. Return gank from Lyncas to actually make that play a success. But he is losing his entire bot side to MKOI.
And this is not just going to be a blue buff. It's going to be Gromp as well.
And the wave. Because Carzzy can't really get back in. You're going to have Lyncas try and link up with them here to try and retake this position. But Jojo is also hovering.
Smite, Pop Blossom, only onto the enemy jungle, but Elyoya, even after a Tempered Fate, goes down. A great Tempered Fate to probably save Alvaro's life as Humanoid's on the way. Heal and a very fast Zoe. But a magical journey all the same gets Alvaro out of harm's way.
Lyncas picking up another kill there. Just on Elyoya, trying to take a little bit too much. I think they should have been happy with just the blue buff and that wave loss on the bottom side, because Carzzy was sitting with about a 300 gold lead on the bot lane. Now very much evened up, but ends up giving across a little bit more. Still, I think these kills going to Lyncas are definitely less than ideal for Vitality, because Lyncas is, unless he gets some really good ultimates, is just going to struggle to try and take these fights, and has to just ult and send himself in because of the range that Vitality have. So these kills going on to like Carzzy or even onto Humanoid, I think would have much more success.
You are right, unless of course if Lyncas keeps snowballing and becomes unbeatable, then maybe Vitality can get the wheel rolling. But I know what you're saying about Humanoid, about Carzzy. Look, here's the flip again, the all out, but Myrwn, what can he do? Ulti, not in time! He was trying to wind it up, and Nako just pierced him right through the heart. Flash, no, Alvaro uses Magical Journey instead. Meanwhile, Elyoya wants to keep on fighting, but that's simply a clone. Solo kill for Nako. I mean, this is why this guy is the best top lineup.
This man has been absolutely insane this split. And yeah, I think at this stage, Nako just the best top laner of spring or of LEC Versus. He's been absolutely incredible. And Myrwn getting on the business end of the Cassandra right now.
Well, Nako is going to make sure that wave is pretty pushed in. A bit denied to top turret. The next wave's going to crash in as well. Myrwn doesn't have TP as Realm Warp's used. Hello. Jojo's going to make sure that wave's not hit. I think he's looking for the kill.
I think he was hoping that Nako was taking the cheesy reset and just in the bush. But Nako actually walked out, so does at least get interrupted, but won't be the kill going across. And that's round warp down now for Jojo.
Nako does have TP if he wants to catch the wave, as he's still backing off. But remember, home guard exists, so I don't think he'll lose too much. Jojo misses Troll Bubble, or rather Humanoid completely whiffs it. Jojo also just picked up quests, by the way. And if we're talking about quests, I mean, role quests are picked up earlier for MKOI, so a bit of an advantage here. 40 seconds from Drake.
I don't think it's the end of the world. Is
Yoink. Nicely
done by Humanoid there to interrupt the reset from Jojo.
What's in that bubble, you reckon?
Trouble.
Sleeping pills. Oh, my lord. Jojo, if he gets hit by one again, I mean, I'm still waiting for Lyncas to accompany it. As we're focusing on bot, seems to be that the 2v2 just never ends. Elyoya is also here once again. Wait for the poke. Carzzy might be the one who runs into it. Yes, he is. Okay. That's some damage from Elyoya.
Nicely done by MKOI, because I was looking at where Jojo was. He just reset, doesn't have round warp. So Vitality should have been able to pressure in the 3v4. But the accelerated shot blast from Elyoya are doing work and forcing Vitality back from this Dragon.
Humanoid needs to start sending it out like kind as well. Dragon's now up and available. MKOI moving towards it. Vitality got the first. This would slow down that Dragon stacking that here in the LEC. Just seems too overpowered as Lyncas doesn't want to face check. And MKOI completely hold River to themselves.
This is the kind of poke we were talking about. It's Vitality want to take the immediate fight, but MKOI just needs to continue to back with Humanoid on the flank.
Trouble bubble, tempered fate flushed away from by Humanoid. He only got Jojo there as well. Poke doesn't connect from Lyncas, but does from Elyoya. We once again continue this raid over Dragon, but MKOI still in front of it for the smite. Ready, Lyncas looking for the steal and gets it. Pop Blossom on the flank as well, and Humanoid helps get the burst. Vitality, snap engage. Not only they take the objective, they just took the hearts away from MKOI.
Great flank from Fleshy. Sets up that play. MKOI caught in the pit. And Vitality punish.
And now we look towards top again. Nako gets everything he wants and more with a flip back. True damage. Myrwn under turret gets the ulti in response. He's not done yet.
The shield!
Nako! Nako is Cassante, and that is just better.
Nako just seems like he's better on every single champ at this moment in time.
This champion's still
His
not balanced.
Rumble was insane last week. The Cassante looking clean this week. Vitality. Honestly, this is an incredible performance. And again, winner locks playoffs. And it's Vitality who are looking much cleaner at the moment. I see here, Fleshy uses the W to bypass the ward vision so then he can get the ult. And again, Nako just popping off in this top side. But we slow it down because as he starts to go through here, it's right at the end where he ends up running away. So doesn't end up taking the second half of the Q damage, then just barely gets the timer on the shield.
No way, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the world does. Play a newer champion. Brother, I mean, no discredit to Nako.
This is supposed to be a good matchup, but
yeah.
that early gank from Lyncas just gave the lead to Nako, and he's absolutely running away with it now, thanks to that early play.
Nako in control. Myrwn in tatters. 1,700 gold lead just in top alone. And first turret just went over to Humanoid. And that was up in top lane as well. Pressure through mid. MKOI going to trade through bot.
Yeah, MKOI are trying to trade for the Rift Herald, which you can see is just started by Lyncas. But the tower was already taken, so it's still a net positive play for Vitality. And especially if they can continue to keep this pressure in around this top side. No camps have spawned up there, so Lyncas won't be able to take them. But they're still in a very good spot.
But Herald to open up mid, right? I mean, it's still it's still so much gold on the map for Vitality to play through. And right now, even though there's no camps there, Dagda, look at the deep vision that's just been applied by Fleshy as they make their return. And Fleshy also picks up Proto Belt, so got a lot of mobility, a lot of damage coming forward as well, especially with the double fiendish that the Humanoid will be that Hextech alteration eventually.
But what a turnaround for Vitality, because the first week, I was not convinced by this roster at all. It did not look like they were going to be able to bring it together. But the last couple of games have been very, very impressive, and now standing on the cusp of taking down MKOI.
Nako again, Pop Blossom finds only one, but it might just be enough with the all-out Nako's in front of two faces, and that too will be great. Alvaro's definitely dead, while meanwhile chased down is Elyoya. As soon as Vitality find a target, they snap.
Pick, hooray for Vitality as they immediately make that collapse. And now should be this mid lane turret going down. Rift Herald just placed, has been escorted in by Lyncas. And I don't really think there's much the Supa can do to hold on to this. Carzzy stepping forward though.
Yeah, Jojo as well. Okay. Maybe that's why Lyncas didn't stick around. Carzzy will just get the push out, and then we'll see as another big play. Two members snapped like that.
Yeah, put contesting in positions that they really shouldn't be. Nobody was up on that top wave, so they knew that Vitality were missing off the map. And you're against the Pantheon that is always going to be able to come through. And even in the middle of it, Nako, nice play to just separate to go for Alvaro, because he knows the rest of the team are going to be able to pick off Elyoya.
Real honorable mention to Fleshy. Like,
he's been great.
Fleshy's been fantastic, and I think Fleshy this season has also just been a ramp up as well. Like, last year, I just remember feeling kind of middling on him. Like, there were some good games, but mostly it was kind of meh. This feels like Fleshy's having his best performance yet. And what a time to as well. You know, it is all the ramp up towards first stand. It is one team Dagda. And I do feel like MKOI were favorites coming into the season. Maybe is a top team, if not the top team, after the end of last year, after what they did, the damage at MSI. Yeah, I mean, getting to MSI, I should say. Yeah,
a lot of people were looking at them as the favorites, but I think at this stage, there's been too much inconsistency on their wins. So they've kind of just slipped from that position. And now, I mean, here, Vitality looking at least in a very good spot at the moment to take over this game and put themselves in playoffs ahead of MKOI, which says a lot kind of about where they've fallen. And I think a lot of that is to, hey, we're trying to overforce on plays. And we got to see it in this game, right? They overforce in the initial skirmish, and they end up getting picked off.
Here we go. Wow! Okay, Humanoid is getting games though. So it looked good until the whole team showed up from MKOI.
Yeah, and will be the tower taken off the back of it as well for MKOI. So Humanoid getting caught in the side lane as Dragon's been taken, and also that mid lane turret's been taken.
And bot turret went down as well.
Yeah.
So maybe not too bad from Vitality, but Humanoid...
It's in those situations where you just have to give up the tower.
Yeah,
like, you know you're already trading, because you're trading top for boss, and you're getting mid, and you're getting the dragon, so why give them the free kill?
But
you know?
it's dopamine. When Zoe hits a when you hit a bubble as a Zoe, you think, I've got a press Q, I've got a portal jump in there. Because when you hit that Q at like max range and you see the health bar go down,
yeah,
that's better than scrolling any TikTok.
How does it feel when your health bar goes down immediately after?
I mean, that's when it cuts off. But that's coming back to reality, as all things should. There's balance in the world. Tempered Fate, Fleshy sidestep was smooth.
And now he's dancing.
He should be.
Fleshy's feeling himself. I'm loving this. This is a great version of Fleshy.
There's a barn burner of a game from him as Humanoid gets poked out. Let's not forget, for MKOI, their poke comes down to Elyoya, and it's been very, very strong. Needs to get more of that, needs to get some more of these picks as Supa almost caught out with a trouble bubble, while Baron is the thought, but is it really going to be the process here for Vitality?
I think it's more about putting pressure into Jojo so he has to back away. It means the Humanoid can then go up and collect that wave and try and clear out some of the vision that Alvaro had established, because a lot of this for MKOI is understanding we've lost control of mid push. We don't really have waves on sides we can play through because of Lyncas. So we have to just take what we can get and try and very quickly establish vision that will get cleared out, but at least keeps Jojo safe for a little bit.
Look at the bot lane on the minimap, because top laners have been fighting. It's probably getting to that point where they're so tanky that slows down a little bit here.
They did lose a portion, not a very large portion there, but
ooh, exciting. I mean, Nako is almost 2,000 gold ahead. He's 40 CS up. He has 4 kills now. And it looks like that Jack Show most likely coming third here, which means Nako is going to be near unkillable in these fights.
Carzzy on the flank though, Jojo.
Right, it's a good angle. Jojo slowed down, just popped into the ulti, and how easy is this? Jojo with a Realm Morph out, you think he's safe, and yes he is, but he has to flash for it. It's a nice pick attempt from Vitality, but Jojo's got tools.
The Trouble Bubble didn't land, so there was no CC to prevent the Ryze from taking that. And I mean, sure, flash down, but MKOI, sorry, for Vitality, I think they want to try and set up more vision in and around this Baron, because if you can make a play like that and actually force the kill now onto Jojo, that's where you can set up for the Baron afterwards.
I think also Transcendence not a big cooldown for Carzzy, so yeah, you're right. The setup, the follow-up from that is going to be really important. Jojo, no Realm Warp with that flash is also going to be a question in the back of our minds. As, that takes away some of the mobility here from MKOI, and they haven't been super mobile. Like Alvaro on this Bard, it's funny, hasn't been as mobile or agile as Fleshy in this game on the Neeko. It's been a completely different story.
Yeah, I do think, though, that MKOI are at least playing on this top half well. Because basically what they're constantly doing is playing off of this line of vision, which is allowing Jojo to play quite far up and contest these wave states that he really shouldn't be able to. And a lot of that is because Alvaro has just been positioned constantly here. Just standing there all the time and acting as a ward, essentially, to make sure that he can get Jojo out either with the magical journey or whatever he needs to. And it is meaning that Vitality can't use this mid push as effectively as they would want to. So I think for Vitality, this is where they kind of have to make a call. Either all in on mid to draw Alvaro down, or they have to invest multiple resources to the top side to try and deny that push. But with a minute and a half now until the Dragon, this is where you kind of have to shift your focus to bottom side, which does make it a little bit more difficult.
You can't get that vision down, it's huge. If you can't contest River for Vitality, Zoe becomes less and less useful as well, right, Dagda? Deep vision for a Zoe is everything when you play off these angles so consistently in the mid to late game. Dagda for Vitality as well, let's just put a side note out there. As Baron's sitting up and being the contested part of the map right now, in a minute, Dragon Soul comes up. And that's when really they can start cooking and drawing MKOI between. That's when Vitality should really show us their macro, to use a fancy word, and how they get that soul, how they contest the Baron, one or the other. They have the choice, and that's what's so big about their game state right now.
Resets from MKOI, and they're already set up in River, but this Scuttle Crab going to do a lot of work for helping with the movement speed, where they want to try and just look for poke. But Vitality en masse now in mid, just seeing if they can find anything here.
Poked out a little bit as Nako, but it won't really matter. Shock Blast doesn't connect onto Humanoid. They need Humanoid, they need Carzzy. Both need to go down. Vitality moving as a 5-man clump as Jojo's dealing with the mid-wave. Supa's there, Elyoya hovers in the brush. Lyncas looking to face check, gets the stun up, but a Valkyrie buffer. Myrwn disengages Lyncas, but the Trouble Bubble stops the play. Tempered Fate keeps in place as Fleshy with the defensive oldie. Well, Jojo has the perfect angle, but Humanoid, his angle scares me more. Myrwn, though, he took the Trouble Bubble, doesn't matter. Shock Blast doesn't really matter. Lyncas still low, but now Supa runs into a Paddle Star. The zone being controlled yet again here as from afar, Arc Light Ruin from Carzzy. No one dies. A bit of damage on some carries, but in the end, no one dies.
Nako pulls out the Dragon, so MKOI can't start it immediately because they know that their resets are coming through, and MKOI already TP'd back down. Myrwn able to escape away.
Over the wall, Humanoid. Almost a bit of a mistake. He gets chunked for it. He gets punished for it. Needs a Trouble Bubble. Connects onto Jojo. Vitality trying to walk in as now Fleshy with an angle, but he has no ulti for that angle. Tangle Barbs doesn't connect either. Trouble Bubble from downtown. Humanoid's got a target. The burst is there onto Alvaro. He now Cosmic Bindings away, but I'm looking towards the left as Lyncas has to flash. MKOI chasing enemy jungle, but they're in a clump. Humanoid looking for the range, finds it onto Supa, but meanwhile it took an enemy team to take down Nako. Top laner down, Raid Boss in the bin, and Myrwn stands his ground doing something similar against Vitality. As Humanoid misses the next, Trouble Bubble connects again. Humanoid has his flash available, but look at the poke from MKOI.
The resets are faster from Vitality as Carzzy making it back out onto the map. But Vitality, the Dragon Pulp by Myrwn, means it resets. So Vitality don't really have the health bars to contest this. They need to start fishing once more. Humanoid doesn't have TP in base. So Vitality need to take this slow as MKOI set up in River once more.
Fleshy has that ultimate once again, and he's got flash, but there's going to have to be a lot of follow-up here if they choose to fight. Dragon's going down very quick. Myrwn is playing zone control, and Soul is now quickly denied. Vitality looking for the fight after the fact, but Fleshy needs, again, a hero play with the flash, the ulti, now buffered and used, falling asleep at the wheel for Myrwn, as that ulti from Fleshy ain't good at all, but it's enough, at least, from the rest of Vitality to find a kill.
Vitality want to try and convert this into a Baron, but I don't know if that's the safest call here. Humanoid once more low, and you just have so much poke on MKOI, you'd be sitting ducks in that pit. So for Vitality, they end up backing away, but MKOI deny the Dragon, and again, using that poke to efficiency there.
Supa challenging Nako. He is shredding him with that Gatling gun. The armor shred is nice. But securing the scuttle, even nicer here for Vitality. Let's look again at Dagda, because this was such a long setup for this frag.
Yeah, but you called it in the fight, Hysterics. No ult for Fleshy made it very difficult for him to play down towards the bottom side, and Myrwn was just able to play front line. Nako ends up running through. I don't know what happened with Supa there, why he didn't get taken, to be honest, by that ultimate. But either way, Vitality just pushed back in the rest of the fight.
Myrwn really saved the play. Nako had an angle again. And I fear for the backline of MKOI if Nako is able to have his say. But that time around he was not. MKOI got the dragon. And we are back to a bit of stalemating around the Baron for the next 3 or so minutes. And I have to say, Dagda, I mean, MKOI are really turtling out this game. The game has slowed down massively. From those outers going down, Vitality haven't really been able to siege. You talked about it earlier with what Alvaro is doing where he's always hovering. And MKOI are making sure that Vitality can't get this deep vision, this setup that they require for their composition to really accelerate the game.
Yeah, and it's because Jojo wins out in the 1v1 versus Humanoid. So as long as you're able to isolate that matchup, you're in a decent spot. And that's all that MKOI have been trying to do on this top side. Now, with that win, they're able to get up on towards this mid lane turret. And suddenly Vitality, not as terrifying as they were on this mid push as MKOI contest.
Lyncas has GA, he's thinking about an angle. It's ARAM time. But is it going to be sleep time afterwards? Only Humanoid can answer that. As a quick side note, I'm more watching the poke of MKOI because I think it's being more successful at this point. Elyoya at 3 items with opportunity with Serelda's actually doing quite a lot for a 1-4 jungler, to give credit, as Troll Bubble does connect. But Myrwn's blocked by Supa. I've never seen an AD carry blocked for a poppy tank.
Yeah, same.
What a guy.
Yeah.
what a bloke. That's what teamwork's all about. Elyoya misses the poke, hang on. There's an angle. Nako's found Myrwn. Humanoid zoning out at no HP as Lyncas dives in. Remember, GA and the trouble bubble from downtown. Vitality's mid lane and lands. Again, no HP, but he doesn't care. He gets another one. You want to escape? No. Stand your ground. Vitality have found 2. And with the health bars blinking a little bit, they find a fight that seemed unreasonable.
Vitality find the engage they needed. And this was set up for the Baron. Elyoya, the focus, and Vitality pounce.
I don't know how Humanoid navigated the fight on like 300 HP there. I don't know how that guy didn't get poked out. But it helps Vitality, along with Lyncas, whose GA's still up, by the way, win a fight, and this is how they did it.
Well, it was the bubble to start things off. They chased down onto Elyoya and Supa, and Humanoid is like, okay, there's the CC from Lyncas. That sets up for the bubble, immediately deleted. And then Lyncas going forward, knowing he had to heal from Fleshy to keep himself topped up, and Nako keeping Supa out of the fight means they can pick off onto Alvaro. But you can see where Jojo was on the map. It was MKOI pushing up too far to try and take that fight with no tower for safety and no full team there to help.
This is why I feel like Pantheon in the LEC is so valuable, because the ability to punish teams that overstep, right? Like, they're not perfect players, no one really is, but here in the LEC, prone to mistakes here in mid, walking up too far. There's a Pantheon with GA. We have a Zoe in this game, and Humanoid can do the exact same thing. From afar, punish, punish, punish. And it feels like for Vitality this game, that's what they've been doing of MKOI. That's how they found their lead. And now they're in the driver's seat once again with a little bit more gold to their name, but also the setup, it seems, for 40 seconds for this strike that's going to be their salt.
Yeah, that, as you say, having the Red Bull Baron power play already ticking up with the push they have, it makes it very difficult for MKOI to really try and contest here, especially for their kind of winning point on the map, which was Jojo. You just can't clear out these waves, and now Vitality about to attack it.
Lyncas cares not. Moves into brush, enables Humanoid. Level 17 on the Zoe, who has 3 items now. With Crypto Bloom, with the far side alteration as well added into the mix. You know, I'm talking about a Hextech alternator. Humanoid's able to push up here. He's got a lot of damage, and his pick potential is kind of out of this world. Push comes in, Vitality running back, but Dragon spawns. MKOI are trying to flank this, but there's Lyncas. He's like, okay, I'm ulting in. Jumps out immediately with a flash.
And Dragon resets.
Realm Warp there for Jojo. Vitality now here, but Lyncas and the Summoners. Nako is around midway. He's caught out. MKOI are just taking him on, but this is the Cassante. All out, not close enough against the wall. The true damage onto Alvaro, but he escapes. Now goes Nako down. Tempered Fate keeps the fight going. Myrwn's ulti from the side as well. It's taken by Vitality. They have soul as Carzzy lines them all up. Flight of Ruin, but he dies. Supa is just stronger. Meanwhile, on the back end, Fleshy holding a pop blossom. That nails 2. Humanoid survived the whole damn thing, and as he takes a flash, runs it down. It's a bloodbath, but it's a soul for Vitality.
Only one soldier stands on either side to get the letters home. But one side is going home much more swift than the other, as it's Carzzy, after all this, that picks up the dragon. And Nako nearly gets the pulser on the wall, but just that little bit too far away. Was hoping to escape, but it's that pick. And then the delay here that sets up, but you don't actually get the Poppy ultimate. Oh, actually you do get the Poppy ultimate off. But Carzzy's dealing so much damage, caught up in this position. And then Fleshy able to save the fight here with this flash forward. Sets up then for the kills. It was messy, but it worked.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. It was a net win for Vitality. I mean, Soul is forever. And a Cloud Soul on this comp, I mean, every time Portal Jump comes through from Humanoid, he's just going to whop out of it with, I mean, like 400 move speed, 500 move speed.
I mean, same with, you know, Nako, Lyncas coming through on ultimates as well. Carzzy when he pops his ultimate as well. There's so much value that you get from this Cloud Soul. It's going to be really, really nice for Vitality.
I feel like, again, the finishing touches are slowly being layered on. Maybe this is one of them. Jojo caught out. Now against the wall. He does have Alvaro on the way. And the problem is, Nako doesn't have help until Lyncas arrives. But the problem is also, Supa's here. Now you watch it, jungle fighting of Jojo, but he goes in the wrong one, gets on out. Nako takes the magical journey and saves his life. Supa was about to come in and erupt. Well, meanwhile, Humanoid's just going to play for side lane and find himself an inner turret.
Yeah, I mean, you get away from us, but Humanoid still push inside. The stun used means that the Seraph's embrace is enough to keep Jojo alive on that side lane, so he can take the Realm Warp. And now Vitality, I think still fine to keep pushing in. Like, sure, you use the ultimate from Lyncas and the ult from Nako, but you still got the push on your sides.
Quick news alert. There's a news alert. Baron, rather, Rabadon's, completely different entities, but that's what... If you're wondering what Rabadon's hat is made out of, it's actually Baron's head. If you look closer. I don't know if that's real lore, but surely it must be. A strong item like that's got to be the head of Baron, no? Just put onto a hat, because again, we are a family-friendly game. We don't want to show a disembodied head, but we can put it into a hat, and it can be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that can work.
I'll show my kid one day. She'll be 15, probably. Oh, hang on, pick. Humanoid, almost dead. Supa. Oh, man. If he got that rocket, maybe. Maybe. Humanoid poked his head over the wall, and he almost got caught for it.
Yeah, nice job by MKOI to nearly take him down. You can see there's a ton of damage on the side still. But without much to really fight for, again, MKOI are kind of just pushing out waves. Not going to be able to get too much as Humanoid's off the map. Will be coming back, but at least pushing Vitality back towards their own base and making it a little bit more difficult for Humanoid to continue that pressure.
So what is going on in this game, Dagda? Who's going to win it?
I mean, it's all over the place at this stage.
A-Ramp.
But here we go. Here we go.
Pop Blossom foul. Two-man game-winning play from Fleshy. Tempered Fate holds 4 though, and maybe Alvaro does it in reverse. The one runs up to the fray, but Carzzy's still alive. Meanwhile, the poke might be huge from MKOI, but Humanoid's still alive. He's stolen a flash. He's got the range. His portal jump is insane. A double already down to the 300-year-old girl who's going to run it down mid with the rest of Vitality to lock in playoffs.
It took a while, but Vitality find the fight they need. They find themselves the win, and they will find themselves in playoffs.
And what a comp to do it with. It was slow, it had me in the middle, but Vitality with class, with precision, knocked down MKOI and locked themselves in.